What's up, Interweb? RhyQuinn here, and welcome to another Top 10. This Top 10 is, in my opinion, the top 10 most irrelevant Pokemon. These are the Pokemon that don't seem to have any relevance to anything in terms of storyline, competitive use, design, abilities, moves, or anything else. I haven't included anything that's well known for being bad, such as like Sunkern, for example. Being known is still known, whether it's good or bad. Bear in mind this is a personal list that is 100% based on opinion, so I fully expect there to be some disagreement with it. Leave some comments below letting me know how much I suck and asking me why I didn't include Bonsly. For reference, it's because I actually remember him as literally being the worst baby Pokemon ever. So let's get right into the list. My top 10 most irrelevant Pokemon. First off, there are some honourable mentions that need to be addressed. I decided to group every baby Pokemon ever together here, as all 10 Pokemon on this list would have been baby Pokemon otherwise. One baby Pokemon in particular has made the list though, as it stood out from the rest. In a bad way. I always forget baby Pokemon exist, and they provide nothing for me. Mona would have made this list. Mona, who cares when it's pronounced as, would have made this list if it hadn't been for getting stolen in the storyline of Black and White. Just that one little nugget prevents it from being in this top 10. And Spoink. Again, it would have made this list if not for one thing. I've played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time a lot, and one of the first missions you do in the game is to recover a pearl for a Spoink. So I remember that, which means Spoink has just narrowly avoided the top 10. But enough with the honourable mentions, let's get on with the list.
Number 10!
Meractus. So, you know what we've never seen before? A member of the cactus family. Or Mexican Pokemon. This guy is so forgettable. Literally no trainers that you face through the game use Meractus. No trainers, no gym leaders, no Elite Four, nothing. Shut up, Elaine. No one has a Meractus. The only way you would even know this Pokemon exists is if by some miracle you ran into it in the desert resort, which is a 10% chance. Speaking of which, funny side note, none of its abilities prevent it from taking sandstorm damage. Guess what's a permanent fixture of the desert resort? A sandstorm. It doesn't evolve into anything, it doesn't have any unique abilities or moves, it's just there. Plus, it looks like that. The only reason this guy isn't higher is because when first compiling this list, AmasianTae mentioned how she used a Meractus on her playthrough of Black 2, and she explained in great detail why it's so great. Oh, yeah, Tay, I think I'm going to do another top 10 soon.
Oh really? What kind of top 10?
I don't know. I was thinking I wanted to do something more like negative, where I'm kind of like ranty, because I feel like I've done like positive ones on my channel at the minute. So I think I might do something like, I don't know, irrelevant Pokemon, or something like that.
Oh, there you go. What kind of Pokemon do you think?
I don't know. It's pretty like, I'm still putting all the Pokemon together and stuff, but I'm pretty sure Meractus is going to be on there, because I hate that guy.
Wait. Meractus? How do you not like Meractus? I mean,
What?
come on.
Why?
Well, Meractus is like the lady version of Cacturn. Except Meractus can be a male, but that's besides the point, okay? Meractus has these cute little pink flowers on its head, and it's a happy little dancing cactus. And that could wreck your soul, okay? What is there not to like about Meractus? I used one in my Black 2 game, and it wrecked over the entire region of Unova. Okay, let's get real here. It's a single evolution, completely underrated, Generation 5 Pokemon that has a base special attack of 106. I mean, it can lay down spikes, it can sucker punch you to the throat, it can create a massive petal blizzard. How do you not like Meractus? It's completely relevant. More people need to use Meractus, okay? More people need it, I swear. I don't understand that you think it's irrelevant. I mean, come on, RhyQuinn. Don't you think that Meractus should spike your interest a little bit more?
Trust me, you'd remember that conversation too. Even so, Meractus would have needed a miracle to not be on this list.
Number 9!
Heatmore. Another Generation 5 Pokemon. Another Pokemon that doesn't evolve into or from anything. Again, only a handful of trainers use this Pokemon, all of which are easily missed while playing through the game. A mediocre design, uninteresting abilities, and no signature moves with some frail stats makes Heatmore always leaving you wanting more. More. It's irrelevant. Moving on.
Number 8!
Corsola. This thing. Not sure what they were thinking here. a base stat total of 380, and it doesn't evolve into anything. Great! No signature moves, not used by quite literally any trainers, abilities that are better used on other Pokemon. If people ask me, do you forget about this Pokemon? I say, of Corsola. Oh god, these are bad.
Number 7.
Chimcho. Some Pokemon gain relevance in later generations, like Skarmory. I never knew he was a Generation 2 Pokemon when I saw him in Pokemon Sapphire. Then I realized he was awesome. The same thing happened with Chimcho, except that I realized it was awful. Mediocre stats, an ability that is on every other Pokemon, and it can only be found in one place in its debut generation. I remember its pre-evolution more than this thing, and I never remember pre-evolutions more. Let's get philosophical here. If Chimcho rings its bell with no one around to hear, does it really ring us all? Hopefully not.
Number 6.
Finneon and Lumineon. These fish seem pretty chill. Just a shame really that there are, I don't know, 20,000 other fish Pokemon. Swift Swim, Storm Drain and Water Veil. Where have I heard those abilities before? Oh yeah, on every other water Pokemon ever. A base stat total of 460, very mediocre stats. I can count the number of trainers that use these Pokemon on one hand. Plus they're not exactly the most common things to find, either having to fish specifically for it or using the Dex nav. They're very easy to miss on a normal run through the game, just as I did. The design's okay, I guess. But when it comes to Finneon and Lumineon, there really are plenty of fish in the sea.
Number 5.
Startleur. There's not much to say about this guy. It's a stag. That's about it. He's very rare as well. In Generation 6, there's a 10% chance to find it in the grass. Only in Mirage Mountain, which is only accessible via soaring. And its format changes based on the time of day. And in Generation 5, it was only available via Pokéradar. That's very select for a meh Pokemon. In a party of only 6, there just isn't enough room for Startleur to stag along with you. Right? No? Okay, moving on.
Number 4.
Spritzee. I no doubt remember this guy's evolution, Aromatisse. Playing RU enough, you see enough wish-protecting, toxic-stalling aromatherapy using Aromatisses to haunt your dreams. But I always forget its pre-evolution. Spritzee is only available in Pokemon Y, and I have Pokemon X, so there was no way I could run into it in-game. And not one trainer I ever encountered had a Spritzee. The only reason I know it exists is because I'm a Poké-nerd who likes to try to memorize every Pokemon. Plus it looks dumb as hell. Not so bad that you remember it being awful, but just bad enough to say, I don't like that, and move on. If you make the mistake of catching this Pokemon, no doubt you'd want to Spritzee bond between you. These are getting worse as we go on.
Number 3.
Azurill. Now I know when I started I put all the baby Pokemon in the honorable mentions. There's a special place for this guy. Just what the hell? Baby Pokemon are dumb as it is, but they decided to make a baby Pokemon for Marrow, an already baby looking Pokemon. And guess what? It's not even water type. It was normal until it got changed to normal and fairy, which still sucks. No wonder Azurill always looks depressed. It realizes how bad it is. He's so forgettable. I can never remember it's actually a Generation 3 Pokemon. Or indeed a Pokemon at all. Just look at those stats. Wow. When people say Azurill, I instead think, a who-rill?
Number 2.
BRR Me. Who? Is that even a Pokemon? It is? Where's it from? Sinnoh? Huh. Who knew? Certainly not me. When I was researching for this list, I didn't even know this guy got alternate forms. You can only find this Pokemon using honey in Generation 4, and me being someone who would put honey on a tree then forget I did it and never come back, it's safe to say I never encountered it. It doesn't even evolve into anything good. Wormadam and Mothim? Great. I don't even know how the evolution works for that line. That's because I've never been bothered enough to look it up. Who cares? It's a flippin' BRR Me, a bug Pokemon, which there are of course a severe lack of. Oh, wait. BRR Me gets lost among all the other bug types out there. From within the depths, it must just be saying, why don't you remember me? I promise, we're almost at the end, guys.
Number 1.
Carbink. My most irrelevant Pokemon is Carbink. I didn't even know this guy was a Pokemon until about 3 months after X and Y came out. And even when I was researching for this list, I stumbled across the name and had to do a double take to remind myself who it was. It even has pretty decent stats, especially in defense and special defense. Just a shame he looks like that. What even is that? Where can you find Carbink? I have no idea, I don't care. I so regularly forget that Carbink exists that he's on the brink of existence. No, wait. I never think about this Pokemon. No, wait, that sucks. Coming up with a pun for this guy is way too difficult. Let me ask Twitter and see if I can get a pun from someone else. What have we got? Carbling, Carstink, Truckbink? Nothing seems to work. So what we'll do is we'll just leave it at this. Carbink is the most irrelevant Pokemon ever. And it sucks. There we go. Thanks for watching this top 10. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like down below. Also, leave a comment if you agree or disagree with this list. Let me know what you think is your most irrelevant Pokemon. If you enjoyed, you can subscribe if you feel like it. Keep up to date with future uploads and future top 10s. If you have any suggestions of what you would like to see me do a top 10 of, then make sure to leave a comment down below, or you can tweet me at RhyQuinn. You can also find me on Twitch and Twitter and Vine and Instagram and all kinds of crazy stuff. So make sure you go and follow me on all of that good social media stuff. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodaloo.